Like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, y'all, I'm back with some new content. This video features Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr. Guys, please be sure to drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. All right, y'all, let's get into this video.
About losing friends. I don't care about losing popularity. I don't care. Why? Because if that's what comes with being myself, that's the price I'm going to pay. That's not narcissistic, that's love. You know why? Because as those people who aren't really my friends leave, it creates space for people who appreciate me for who I really am. And it allows space for me to appreciate people for who they really are. My enemies and my oppositions, I appreciate you for who you are. I would never change you. I just wish consciousness upon you. I wish balance. If anybody paid attention to the live I did earlier, that was my only point. I apologize to all the divine feminines, and I let the divine masculines know what time it was. It's time to find balance, yo. If you're a divine masculine, you better tap into your divine feminine. If you're divine feminine, there's a reason why you're looking for a male, because you already understand these things, but you are looking for an explanation, which is why my entire following is women. Just because I'm a male. I'm balanced though. So there's plenty of males here as well who resonate with truth. New Rael, example, my brother Jonix. Love talking to him. He's a balanced person. He's a god. Divine masculine, divine feminine. Ona Boo Boo Barbie. Glad you joined. Another great example. She's not a divine feminine. No. Nor is she a divine masculine. She is a god. I would never want to control her or change her. She would never control me or change me. Why? Because she doesn't see me as a divine masculine. And she doesn't see me as divine feminine. And nor do I see her that way. We see each other as gods. Double GSC. Hey, that's God in you and me. That's the highest frequency. See, I would never want to change who she is, because then I'd be missing out a piece of infinity. I build with men, I build with women. Peace, God. Great symbol for God. You see, she's a God, bro. People who's using that symbol. Most people think that symbol means an atom. Stop what that symbol means, yo. That symbol means love. That symbol means harmony. That symbol means oneness. Duh. A heart 4 times in all angles creates an atom. She's a god. All gods are going to want you to be yourself. Anybody who calls himself a god or claims to be a god but tries to tell other people how to operate is a narcissist. Remember, I told you this. If there's anybody to teach this, it's me. I know from experience, and you've watched for years. When a person is controlling you or trying to control how you operate so that they can get along in their reality, they a weak ass nigga. This is why. Because they are affected by you. They are not the cause of their reality. They are not a god. They may be divine masculine, and they may be divine feminine, but they're not a god. A god is coherent with their body, their heart, spirit, when that's truly aligned and done, and not just talked about, and not just philosophized, when it's actually done, you end up like, bruh, is that a man or a woman who fucking cares? It's a God. Is that divine masculine or divine feminine?
All right, y'all, going ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
That's a God. Divine masculine or divine feminine? I mean, the knowledge is right there, and the music is right there. It's a God. God. They're not in the business. Lakshmi ain't telling Shiva how he should be. They will be completely uniquely themselves. And anybody who gets together, any gods who got together, would respect each other for who they are. Gods aren't in the business of turning other gods into them. Those are worshipers. Narcissists need worshipers. Gods need love. And love comes from knowing thyself. People get nervous around me, especially in the past, because I have not always been a god. I have always had the information, I have always had the knowledge, but that only made me divine masculine. We're breaking patterns and barriers, and I can comfortably say that it's in the past 48 hours have I actually been a god. People know me. People know me. They know what I know. They know who I am. I'll go from divine feminine to divine masculine to divine feminine. So I'll go into God mode here and there. But today, through being completely vulnerable and exposing myself in every possible way, through being able to honestly look at the people who claim to be my friends and see the devil in them, and to see people who've left me alone and abandoned me and see the love in that, I've ascended. Because none of those things can affect me. I'm going to be myself, regardless. It's not an act. It's not a show. If it was an act or a show, I would be augmenting my movements for you or for them. The women who love me and who have children by me, they do not want to change me. Do you know what they wanted? They want me to see myself as a God. They always wanted me to just be myself. They never wanted to change me. They believed in what I believed in. They knew what I knew. They just wished that it would be something that I would do. But I never knew how to apply divine knowledge of self. I didn't know how to apply 3, 6, 9, and 12. And why these people are ridiculing me, acting like my friends, as I explained to them, why would you want to master 3, 6, 9, and 12? Why? As there's 12 people in the room, right? Why? I'm explaining it to them. So you could be lucid. So you can control yourself in the face of the enemy. Because there is no enemy. It's just you and tests. How do you apply it? Lucid. To be lucid, let's see what the definition of lucid is. To be lucid is to be completely aware of everything that you're doing, creating, projecting, every aspect of you. That's how I define lucid. But let's see what the internet says. I want to see what the internet says. So lucid definition would be, oh wow, look at this. Look at lucid. You know what? I want to see more definitions. Of a dream. Okay. Lucid, of a dream. Experienced with the dreamer feeling awake, aware of dreaming, and being able to control events consciously. Bright or luminous. Experienced with the dreamer feeling awake, aware of dreaming, and able to control events. Excuse me. Control events consciously. It doesn't say control events remotely. It doesn't say control other motherfuckers. It says consciousness. To be able to control your own consciousness. How do you apply 3, 6, 9, and 12? You become lucid. You gain full control of consciousness of yourself in all dimensions. Not some of them. Not just in the astral body, not just in the physical body, not just in the mental, emotional control. Oh, control your emotions, or control your thoughts, or control what you're eating, controlling your body. It's all of it at one time, at the same time. By realizing that you can't control anything but yourself, will you ever gain full control? So you give people their power back. You can't be lucid while holding other people's power. A Taurus is a Taurus is the 369 aspect. The Taurus is the vibration. Energy, frequency, and vibration exist at once, but the Taurus is just a third of the aspect of the universe. So it's close. But the Taurus is just the shape. The Taurus is just the field. It's the unseen. You don't see Tauruses. You don't see Tauruses. You see squares and circles and shit like that.
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True, many of you know him as True. He is an ex-Carbonation member, and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self-development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy and I love this book.
That's the same as 360 degrees, but the energetic component of that would be a magnetic Taurus. That's the magnetic aspect of everything, right? What you're seeing is a cohesion of the fields, the magnetic fields, and the electric aspects, which is a 2D realm, or more so flat things or squares. When you put those two things together, you get light, electromagnetism. I didn't even explain this to them. Electromagnetism is light. That is the realm, 6th dimension and 12th dimension. They're both light realms, except the 6th dimension is white light, whereas the 12th dimension is black light. What am I pointing to? You don't believe me. Everything that you're seeing right now is called visible light. This is the white light. Okay? But we coexist with the black light realm as well. Right? The only reason why I look purple is because it's barely tapping into the violet aspect of the visible light spectrum. But if you shine it on something that's not purple, like you can see little white speckles, little small things. This just operates with things. It shows you things that you can't see with the naked eye. You see what I'm saying? It's there, but it shows you things that you just can't normally see. It highlights them, different aspects of it. Black light doesn't operate like white light. And this is actually operating like white light, but it only gives a reference to what black light is. If you want to really experience black light, when you close your eyes, don't blind me now. When you close your eyes, right, you can see through your eyelids. You might see a little pink. You might see a little reddish colors. But if you close your eyes long enough and you drift out of the senses of physical vision through white light, you're going to enter something called REM sleep, or theta state. And all it is you're raising the frequency at which your brain is operating and perceiving. And you leave this visible light spectrum and you move to a higher one, which is known as the astral body or the dream state. And this is a realm of black light. And if you cannot be lucid, if you're not lucid there, the only way that you could be the pineal gland is DMT. Your life is DMT. The pineal gland releases DMT. Is actually DMT just vibrating at different frequencies of itself, which is why it's a rainbow. So when you dream, right, the only reason why you might get lost is because that realm is vibrating really, 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 really fast. So if you're not using intention in this realm, it's going to become chaotic. You'll become lost in the primordial waters anew. It's a chaos realm. So you have to bring intention into the dream state to make it the construct that you want. That is the same principle that you have to use in this realm, because the realms aren't different. They're one in the same. The spirit realm is right here. And you can operate both of them the same way through being lucid. Experience with the dreamer feeling awake, aware of dreaming, awareness, and able to control events consciously. How many people here have lucid dreams? How many people in this room can lucid dream? And when you use DMT, yes, actually. I mean, I didn't read the question fully. When you use DMT and you look into the sky, you can see ley lines. Do you meditate? Yes, I meditate. Meditation is a very funny thing for me, though. Meditation is anything that involves conscious breathing. If you do anything where you consciously breathe, it will become a meditation, because it will cause piezoelectric connections to the pineal gland, which will cause it to expand and contract. This is what allows the liquid to travel up the spine to here and go back down. That comes from breathing. That comes from creating pressure. And breathing expands and contracts the pineal gland. If you don't meditate, you're going to have a hard time being lucid. All right? Because you're not controlling your pineal gland. You're not controlling your astral body. Most people go to sleep. I bet you the divine masculine men who I was in the room with, who I taught this knowledge to today, they're not going to have a lucid dream tonight. Nor will they try. Nor will they journal their dreams. Nor will they become familiar with their astral body. If they do, kudos. If they don't, pride. A sin that will block you from yourself. A sin is without. Any piece of you that you're without, it's a sin. All the 7 sins relate to a chakra. One of the chakras that will block you from being in tune with a part of yourself. Sin is Latin, but Latin is the root of all English. So sin, being without, to sin or to be a sinner, is to have any blocked chakra. Any one chakra that is blocked would make you a sinner. If you have any blocked chakras, you're a sinner. If you have no blocked chakras, you'd be the Christ. You'd be lucid. You'd be with the 12. You'd be the Christ. You would be sovereign in all dimensions, like King Solomon.
Can anybody tell me what Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr. is talking about? Because it's not making too much sense to me.
You would be sovereign in all dimensions, like King Solomon. You know, it's impossible to explain this with language, because this is only the sixth dimension. It's very complex, but you can only explain the six dimensions in the sixth dimension. You cannot explain the rest. You can try to help them. You lucid 50-50. So I'm a Gemini 12th house sun, Gemini 12th house Mercury, retrograde, which is also pulling Virgo Sag. And my Jupiter is Sagittarius in a sixth house retrograde, pulling Gemini Pisces. So I naturally lucid dream. I just do it. It just happens. And it's been very scary growing up my whole life, knowing that if I have a fear, I'm going to experience it. Knowing that if I think about it a little bit, it's going to happen. No, you can only try to describe it, because 369 realms are realms of experience. You can never describe an experience in totality, ever. It's this understanding. You can teach something to somebody all you want, but you can't understand it for them, if that makes any sense. You'd have to experience it for a full comprehension. Overstanding, understanding, right? People just throw those fucking words around. Experience is the only path to enlightenment. Hey, what's good with you, Manny? What's good with you, G? You fly often in your dreams? Beautiful. You know, and this is the thing. I noticed that women are naturally tapped into the most divine parts of the human experience. They just can't explain it. So they're always looking for a man who can explain it. And a lot of men use knowledge just to get women, and they think I don't see them. Narcissists. I don't use knowledge to get women. I've been blessed to have some of the most intelligent, powerful women around me, not because of how I explain it, because they know I'm experiencing it too. They feel it, they see it. It's how I move, it's how I am. I could seem submissive, but they know my power, and they can see the mercy. They're waiting for me to step up and evolve. They love for me to be myself. My women want me to be myself, yo. And that's why I said only in about the past 48 hours have I ever really felt balanced like a god, not just divine masculine or just divine feminine or sometimes in between, but to just know and stay balanced. You know what I'm saying? So two toroidal fields, forever expanding with the plane of inertia in the center. That's 8, right? That's good. 2, 5, 8, and 11. 11 is the final octave of that energy that you're talking about, and that is the gateway. 11 is the gateway for the collective consciousness to evolve, whereas 2, 5, and 8 are realms in which the human perceives. So level 2, aka Taurus, is the frequency of your cells. 5, which is your 5 senses, is the frequency of the human. 8 is the frequency of the astral body. 11 is the frequency of the collective consciousness. Gateways. And depending on the frequency, it'll give you access to specific vibrations and experiences, which is 3, 6, 9, and 12, stemming from 2, 5, 8, 11. The energy in its non-duality is 1, 4, 7, 10. That is just what is. That's just isness. That's just what is. 0 to 1, 0.1. 1, 4, 7, and 8. 1 is the energy of your cells. That's the energy source for your cells. 4 is the energy source of this body, more so like your mind, which the 4th chakra would be the heart. Then you have 7, which is the crown, which is the energy source and the connection to the astral body. I was 6 afraid of 7 because 7, 8, 9, it destroyed this entire thing and connected you to the divine. Then you have 10, which is the organism, the collective organism, the earth plane and everything on it, all life that can be perceived, all consciousness that can be perceived. The frequency of it would be 11, and the vibration of it would be 12, the experience. We perceive and live on realms of 3, 6, 9, and 12. That is the cross. 1, 4, 7, and 10 are the sources of energy in its non-duality. 2, 5, 8, and 11 is the duality of it, giving us the choice or the angle, which is free will. 2, or Roman numeral 5, or 8, or 11, portals, gateways. You have 3, 6, 9, and 12. Those are your eyes. Those are what's filling in all the space. Those are the feelings or the fields, if you will. And they're unseen. You can't see your feelings. You can't see the fields, but you can feel them. That's your experience. That's the thing that you will never be able to explain. That's why 3, 6, 9, and 12 represent enlightenment, because you can't understand something for somebody. Right? I gotta save this live. Gotta save this live. And I know there's some personal moments in here with personal names, but fuck it, bro. It's the truth. It's the truth. What's the point of 12? You want to stop at 9. That's a narcissist, dude. 1 through 9 is a person who says, I know I'm God. I'm a God. And these other people ain't gods. Whereas 10, 11, 12 becomes full cipher, God body. Anybody who is truly aligned with their divine masculine and feminine in harmony with themselves would realize that that is the same case for everybody else. They just may not have mastered it yet. You would never want to control somebody. You would never want somebody to be anything other than they are, because that is immediately outside of divinity. Imagine if someone did that to you. Imagine if somebody told you how to be, how to operate, so that they could be comfortable. And let's say you did it. Let's say you augmented yourself to make the people around you comfortable. If you didn't do it intentionally, you're not a god. You're not lucid, just like dreaming. If you're not in control of your dream, no, please, Bro, you're doing all of it. The moment you become lucid, you be like, hold on, I'm dreaming. I'm gonna make this what I want. Oh, this is supposed to be scary? I'm about to become an adventure. I'm about to summon all my, you know what I'm saying? It's different. It's just different. You cannot be a victim in this reality and call yourself a god at the same time. A victim has many faces. You see, a victim can show up as somebody who's like, I need you to behave like this. You can only talk to me like this. You can only behave like this. Like I said, bro, if you come into my house, there's only one rule. It's be yourself. You see, other people, when you come into their house or you go into
Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr. You don't have a house. You're living with your mother.
self. You see, other people, when you come into their house or you go into their platform or you go into their space or you deal with them or you get in a relationship with them, what do they need you to do? They need you to behave a certain way to not trigger them, because they're not in control of themselves. If you can trigger them, then you got the power, baby. If anybody can trigger you, they got power on you. If you have triggers and you get triggered and you control yourself through the trigger, you got the power back. You need power to show mercy. You cannot show mercy if you do not have the power in the first place. How many times do I gotta say that? A fool or a man thinks that this fantasy is a reality. 3, 6, and 9. But a god knows that this entire reality is just a fantasy. 10, 11, and 12. That's the difference. 3, 6, and 9 is what's needed to create reality. But 10 and 11, 12 are perspectives of a God. They have 3, 6, and 9 already coherent, and they know that everything is composed of that. And if you truly knew it, and you truly found balance in it, you would realize that humanity will not wake up until you wake up. Nothing will control itself until you control yourself. So it looks funny in reality. Let me tell you what it looks like. It looks like submitting sometimes. Sometimes it looks like, oh man, for real? Sometimes it looks like playing stupid. Oh, for real? Nah, hey man, can you teach me what spirit is? Can you teach me what it's like to be a god? Sometimes it looks like this. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. I'm me, nigga. It can look in a lot of different ways. But if you have to assert yourself in that way, chances are you don't really believe it. Nah, man, I'm me. You don't come to me like that. You don't talk to me like that. The universe will talk to you however the fuck it want to talk to you. And deeper than that, you should be able to listen in any language, in any form that the universe talks to you if you're a god. And none of it should disturb you or perturb you. Those are all lower frequencies. Only love can receive a message from anything and anyone. It's a God. Because they know.
Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr., you're not a god because you become perturbed by the Medea movement. Every chance you get, you blocking one of my troll accounts. Every chance.
It's a God. Because they know. They can listen. They can hear. They can see. Beyond. You know? Is this making sense to you? I hope it's making sense to you.
Not a lick of sense. It's not making any type of sense to me. No, sir.
Sense to you? I hope it's making sense to you. I hope you're seeing the difference between a narcissist and a lover. A lover is going to let you be you. They will leave you alone. They will abandon you while you heal and you grow into your highest form. It doesn't mean that they got to come back or they got to live around you or be around you ever again. But know that they loved you enough to leave you alone to your own devices to develop on your own while they go develop themselves. That's love. And it hurts sometimes when you're not lucid, when you're a victim, when you're the effect. But if you really grow, you will eventually become the cause. You'll stop blaming people. You'll stop augmenting yourself to make other people comfortable. And that's different than playing stupid. There's a song I want to play. It's a Jamaican song. I love Jamaican shit. My cousin Daniel showed this. My little cousin Daniel showed this to me. I love this song. And this is just God shit. This is just simple God stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember, you got to have power to show mercy. Scorpio energy, giving power to gain control. Everything is yours. What are you going to do with it? An alchemist, Philosopher's Stone, King Solomon, Harry Potter. Oh, wow. No way. I didn't even notice that. Look at how bro starts this video. He starts it dreaming. He starts it dreaming and then waking up. Ha! Wow. Get on you. Time to rise up. You must play fool to catch wise. Time to rise and shine. Play fool to catch wise. Get on you. Without surprise. You must play fool to catch wise. Never shine. No. Calling the system question out what I think. Jobless in the pocket and no farmer settlement. I saw the youth and take up and they start to spin. In fire the black iron and no silent cannot save him from judgment. Time to follow righteousness, get some meditation. Some you just left behind the scene and Satan's medication. Good over evil is the final confrontation. Your power for a global emancipation. Your way fool to catch wise. Get on you elements of surprise. You must stay cool to catch wise. Ever shine, ever bright, ever rise. Play cool to catch wise. Get on you elements of surprise. You must play cool to catch wise. Ever shine, yo. And when one door is closed, many. Make sense? Does it make sense? I'm not here for any group of people. You see, I lied today. I am here for everyone. My message is for everyone. You know how I'm going to teach it, though? By being myself. Not by controlling you, and not by telling you what to do. Be myself. If I'm in a position where I feel like a victim or I feel like I'm under attack, I might play fool real quick so I can catch wise and I can see how I really need to move for mastery, because this is my reality. And it's just a test. It's just a stage to see what I'm going to do. And if you stop becoming lucid, you might fall for the trap. You might respond. You might become the effect, not the cause. You see, if you play fool, when you see something, it's going to make you observe it. I'm not just talking, I'm actually doing it. You can see what they want, you can see what they don't want. Operate how you want, how you want to. Control the outcome how you want to, but you can't alchemize nothing in this realm unless you control yourself first. That's the only way to control the outcome. If you want to act like you're in control, if you want to act like, you know what I'm saying, I know everything, I know what's going on, bro, that's divine masculine. You don't want to be that. And if you don't care about nothing that's going on, that's divine feminine. You don't want to be that. Why do I put divine in front of the words and not to say, oh no, that's just masculine, oh no, that's just feminine? Why not divine? Because divine is to be godlike. You cannot be a god unless you're feminine and masculine balanced. Consciously subconscious. So there is no such thing as a divine feminine or divine masculine. It's just divine. You either a god or you're not a god. You either balance or you're not balanced. There is no kind of balance. There is no 50% balanced. There is no 20% balanced. It's either balanced or not. I know that sounds weird, and I know that's hard, but it's either balanced or it's not balanced. I don't know if that's complicated, actually. It should be pretty simple. The only thing that you're being asked of in this reality is to be yourself. This is what you never do. You never go into your reality. This is like, imagine it's a dream. Would you go into your dream and try to convince the people in your dream who you are? Would you ever go into a dream and try to convince the people of what they need to do? Would you ever go into a dream and try to run and fight? Not if you was lucid. Not if you was conscious that you was the dreamer. Not if you was a god. What makes you think this reality is any different? Huh? In a dream, would you be trying to convince people to wake up? In a dream, would you be arguing with somebody on how they need to behave to make you comfortable? You narcissist. You know what a narcissist is? A sleeper. Narcissist. That's so funny. A narcissist is someone who's asleep. Divine masculine or divine feminine is also people who are asleep. But I will give of this. A divine masculine and a divine feminine, I would say that to use that title would mean you're at least in a direction of becoming lucid. I would give that leverage. I will say, hey, if you're at least conscious that you're divine masculine or feminine, at least you know that the direction you're going in should be towards balance.
All right, y'all, going ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
Because if you're already divine masculine, it insinuates you need your feminine aspect. And if you're divine feminine, it insinuates you need your divine masculine aspect. So I would say that you at least have the right direction, right? But that's a fallacy, because feminine doesn't care, masculine cares. Feminine is chaos, masculine structure. You need them both at the same time. Chaos control. Anybody ever play Sonic? Whenever you get one of those emeralds and he becomes supersonic or god mode, he says chaos control at the same time. Not just chaos or not just control, chaos control. That's the whole reality.
You still playing them video games, huh, Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr.? Didn't Velvet tell you that that is poison to your brain? Isn't that one of the reasons she stated why she left you?
Not just control, chaos control. That's the whole reality. Imagine you're dreaming. You're not lucid in the dream. A gang is surrounding you. They all pull out their guns. They got chains and whips, and they about to beat the shit out of you. You could easily get scared. But there's a trick. There's a trick. This is how you become lucid. Play fool to catch wise. If you're having a hard time being lucid, that's all you have to do. Give away the power. Stop trying to be in control of everything. The moment you do that and you say, you know what? God is doing this. You know what? The universe is doing this. This is supposed to happen. And you stop fighting the situation at hand and you allow it to be what it is. You start looking at yourself and how you got there. The moment you remember how you got there, you get all your power back. Kind of sounds like the story of Jesus. The moment you remember how you got there, you can become lucid again. But if you think that you're in control, you're not. If you think that, oh, I'm about to beat these niggas' ass, yeah. And if you get lucid and make that as a decision as a dreamer, that's fine. That's fine. You can, that scenario can turn into whatever you want it to turn into based off of your belief system subconsciously. to where you don't have to intentfully become lucid and realize that it's a dream. You could play the dream out like a movie, and it would be an awesome experience. Don't get it twisted. The human experience is super fun. You can have a lot of fun. I spent 28 years as a human. I know what it's like. I have only been a god for like 48 hours comfortably because I've been tested 48 hours nonstop, and I am in 1000% understanding that.
Y'all heard what Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr. just said? He said he just became a god 48 hours ago. And when he was at Carbonation, he was screaming at the top of his lungs that he was a god while he was following Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Three God, and calling him his Messiah.
In 1000% understanding that this is literally all happening in divine accordance, the way exactly how I want it to. I don't want to change anything about this. I don't want to change which ways the waves flow. I don't need to TK blow things. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to create a new language. I don't need to do any of that. You know why? The universe has already created all languages. God has already created all languages. The universe has already decided how each wave will flow and crash. God has already decided how each wave will flow and crash. Your problem is when you disassociate yourself with God. Remember that Christ said, I and the Father are one. To be a sinner is to have any of your chakras blocked that disconnects you from that knowing. To be the Christ is to always be lucid in that knowing that I and the Father are one. This is not scripture. This is math. This is basic science. Definitely saving this life. This is ridiculous levels of gems in this live. This is going on YouTube. I've been activated. And you want to know a trick? Ever since I started saying that I'm awoken and I'm enlightened, that's what I've been experiencing. So the power of words, power of belief, power of coherence. You see, I feel like it. I got the knowledge to back it up, but I don't always move like it. Now that I'm moving like it and I'm really giving away power, I'm really letting people like, oh no, you got it. But yeah, whatever you say. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, you my friend, you got my back. All right, my nigga. All right, cool. Thank you. I started this day by being completely vulnerable. I started this day by knowing nothing about my partners, knowing nothing about anybody, and identifying with who I am, becoming lucid and aware of who I am. Everything else is out of my control, which is giving me all the power that I need. Velvet's gonna do what she want to do. Janae gonna do what she want to do. And it's funny, I said what they want to do, but I really wanted to say they're gonna do what they gotta do. And I want to say this one more thing with their names coming out of my mouth, is that they love me. They love me enough to leave me alone, to be myself. I love them enough to let them be themselves and to trust God and to trust myself that I already did this. Get to use, time to rise up. You must play fool to get wise. Time to rise and shine. Play fool to get wise. Get on you, tell you get a surprise. You must play fool I'm not telling you to not have emotions, and I'm not telling you to disconnect from your emotions. What I'm telling you to do is to stop trying to control everything. When you control things, you immediately go to sleep. When you release control, you become one with God. Think about it. If you must exert force and power, and if you have to try to control something, that's just saying that there's an opposition. But if you could just let everything do what it's doing and let everything flow, then everything's on your side. Everything's on your team. Who thinks like that? God did. God does, right? God thinks like that. Oh no, no. Everything in me. God made the devil, right? God made Satan. God made Lucifer. Wouldn't God have programmed Lucifer or the devil or Satan to do whatever he's doing? And wouldn't God just be playing fool to let the devil think that he actually have an effect? Think about that, bro. If God made the devil and the devil think he's doing something, influencing the world, controlling people, and playing this game of life, didn't God make the devil though? And wouldn't that mean that God programmed the devil to be like that? And God knows. And God's like, oh man, devil, why you doing that, man? Nah, leave them people alone. It's all a part of the plan, bro. And it's all a part of the plan. It's all a part of the plan. If God made the devil and the devil thinks that he got some type of pull, or the devil thinks that he can influence people or control people to any degree, God, if the devil even thinks it's going against God to any degree, you got to realize that God programmed it that way. And God would literally be playing fool for the devil to even exist. But would God really be a fool? Could God get beat by the devil? And even if it played out to that level, wouldn't it just be one big joke? I mean, it's never that devil created the God. It's always God created the devil. There's always oneness, all in source, created different aspects of itself. Set and Osiris. Set would be the devil, which is just an aspect, the other side of the coin. I think it's just funny when I think it's the funniest thing ever. And I've been this guy for about 28 years of my life. When we feel like we can't be ourselves because of how it's going to affect the people around us. You know, the biggest flaw there, and this is the biggest narcissistic trap. This is what I'm just starting to notice. This world is full of narcissists. Most everybody's a narcissist. Is when I realized that people want other people to be a certain way. I don't mind if you're never meant to be awoken. I don't mind if you're never meant to be a lucid dreamer or a lucid liver. I don't mind. I love you. Be you. Do what you got to do. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to stay connected to source for me. And I'm going to be who I am. And guess what? My only request is that you be yourself. Why? Because I'm a real healer. I'm a real God. I'm not a divine masculine, or I'm not a divine feminine. I would never need you to operate any one way. I would never point out your flaws. I would never want you to be what I need you to be to make me comfortable. You see, I will hold respect for you no matter what you are. Even if you a liar, cheater, stealer, even if you a little fucking rat, that's who you are. And I will let you be that. And I wouldn't want you to be anything other than who you are. Why? Because it has nothing to do with me. As a God, I know that you are also a God. You see, 3, 6, and 9, cell, self, and celestial, that's just the components to create anybody on this realm. Don't make you a God. 10, 11, 12 does. When you consider the higher perspective of the collective, that's what makes you a God. If you only think that this being, this little you, is all that there is, then you can never be lucid in a dream. Because in a dream, to be lucid, you have to be in control of everything. Everything. Not just your body, not just your emotions and your state, your feeling, and how you are in the dream. You'd have to be in control to be lucid in a dream of the entire environment, the entire world, how everybody in your dream thinks, even the collective consciousness of your dream would match the frequency that you assign to them if you're lucid. If you're not lucid, then it's going to be playing out at whatever frequency. The world is going to be whatever world, and they're going to be relevant to who you already are.
All right, y'all, going ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
However, you may not have any control in that realm. You may not learn any lesson in that realm. You may not evolve or grow in that realm at all because you're asleep. The biggest reason why you're asleep in the dream is because you think that you're in control, aka the ego. Fuck your ego. It's destroying you. All these people are saying you need the ego. The ego is the sense of self. The ego. Yeah, I'm a Gemini, and I was born with breath in my body, so I use it. Yeah. Shall I make an example out of you? Say something else, and let's see if I should make an example out of you. Say whatever you want. I just want to know you're somebody I need to make an example out of. We're discerning narcissists, fake spirituals, from real gods. Let me know. Go ahead. I'm waiting. You know you want to. It's not that I like to talk. I'm a channel. Ah, there we go. You've been talking for hours, just wondering if you're tired. That's a fair enough question. That's not, anything that's really offensive or nothing. You know what I mean? Let me see something. I'm not going to do it on this live. I was going to show you guys some content. I was going to show you a picture. Actually, I'll show you right here. I'll answer your question. I could be wrong. But I'm going to answer your question. I don't think you really want to know, but I'm going to show you anyway. This is who I am. I'm different than you. So maybe it's different for you because you're not like this. Maybe you're not like me. Maybe you don't have anything to talk about. Maybe you don't like to talk, but I do. And it's not that I like to talk.
Actually, if you knew anything about me, I used to be mute. I used to be silent. I used to never talk. Never. I used to never talk. I'm a tantric teacher. I'm a tantric master. So what this says right here, I'll read it out loud. If you don't know what this is called Mayan astrology. Okay, 13th moon astrology. I am known as the yellow magnetic sun. Let me read it to you. Yellow sun is your conscious self, who you are and who you are becoming. Who I am and who I am becoming is the same thing, which means I'm naturally in tune with my highest self. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. This mantra of yellow sun is a meditation for accessing the I am presence that contains the great power of universal truth. Yellow sun is the mystery unveiled, the simplicity of unconditional love and limitless bliss. Known by many names, yellow sun is the solar lord, the mind of light, the center that is also your center. Yellow sun is your solar home, the great central sun. Yellow sun is a reminder to you that at every moment in the center of all that is in your journey of remembrance, that you are crafting a life body to return home to in the stars that you never really left. Return as a child of the sacred great central sun. You are the crown of creation infused with the blueprint of the solar mind. You are a God seed, the reflection of cosmic conscious. You are love made visible. So I really don't mean to like overdo it or anything, but you got to understand that the yellow sun is also your higher self and guide. Literally, I am one with my highest self and my highest version of myself. You are guided by your own power doubled. I don't get tired. I don't get tired. I don't get tired. I rest when I need to. I don't get tired. I'm lucid. You got to understand, I'm awake. I'm awoken. You tired? I'm awoken. I'm enlightened. I am powered by my own power doubled. That is the galactic signature of the Mayan calendar, 13th moon astrology. I do that. That's a part of the services I offer for my astrology readings. And I do my readings for free. You just gotta ask. If you don't ask, I have it on a page with prices attached to it. But anybody who asks for a reading, they get it for free every time. From the union of the divine masculine and feminine is birthed the solar androgyny of cosmic consciousness. That's crazy. I didn't even know it said that shit. And that's literally what I'm talking about today. Like it literally say that shit. Like I'm looking at it on the big screen. So, but it say literally right here. It's crazy. I was just talking about this in this whole live. It say right here, as you move towards your core of light, you will find a clear light awareness that is innately innocent. In this place, the mind is restored to its original state of receptivity. Clarity and freedom become expressions of being, and bliss becomes a body. I just laugh my ass off when people try to make me feel crazy or try to act like I'm crazy or gaslight me. At this core of light, a new reality is born. From the union of divine masculine and feminine is birthed the solar androgyny of cosmic consciousness. It's literally me, bro. I'm literally unconditional love, like in human form. Like it's just me. Anybody who knows me knows that. I hope you can stay up when it counts. Oh man, if only you knew. I'm a tantric teacher. I teach tantra. My subconscious mind is the red dragon. My conscious mind is the yellow sun, and my higher self is also the yellow sun. I'm one with my higher self, but I've mastered the Kundalini energy in this lifetime. So I'm very proud of the children that I have with the women that I have them with, because you guys can downplay those women all you want. Shit, they can downplay themselves. Those are some of the most powerful women I've ever met in my entire life. Janae and Velvet. Most powerful women I've ever met. For me to have a child with them so easily, bro, it says something about me as well. It do. It don't validate me to who I am, but it's like it do at the same time. I'm a tantric teacher, and I don't have sex with a lot of different partners. It's usually just the same ones, and it's just ridiculous. Like I don't even know how to. I'm not even gonna talk about it.
Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr. You had a child easily with Janae and Velvet because you guys were having sex without protection. Has no one ever had the birds and the bees talk with you?
I don't even know how to. I'm not even gonna talk about it. Let life happen. You just let life play itself out. You know. You know, those women, and even you, right? Say you were to come into my life, and say you were to come in my life and be a form of a lover, right? I appreciate that. I really do. I hope y'all. I know y'all appreciate it too, which is why I do it. And the cool thing about the internet is that I can save things, so you guys can come back to it whenever you want. People can find this years and years and years later. It might not mean anything today, but 4 or 5 years from now, it can mean everything. Or one day, my daughter can come across this video. One day, one of my children can come across this video. One day, Ellie can come across this video, or Avi can come across this video. And they'll be like, and maybe they'll get it. And they'll be like, I remember him. You never know. One day it can be a child that I haven't even conceived yet comes across this video to where it helps them. I don't know. You're crazy. I love it. The purpose of this video and the purpose of this live is simply to remind people that narcissism is definitely something you have to protect yourself against. Just immediately assume everybody around you is a narcissist until you become lucid. Nothing's going to care about you the way you care about you. Nothing is going to have full regard of you if you're not in full embodiment of yourself. The way that I depict love, there's like a cup overflowing. It's not love if the cup is empty. And it's not love if the cup isn't full enough to overflow yet. That's how I see love. If you don't have it in overabundance for yourself, there's no way you could give any of it. There's no other way to give your love than an overflow. I just realized, see, I'm gonna reel it back to what I said in the very beginning, is that somebody who loves you, somebody who really loves you, someone who's really your friend, they would rather leave you alone to your own devices. They would rather just leave you alone forever or for years or for whatever and allow you to be yourself. Your enemy, and I know this sounds contrary to what most people believe, but your enemy is somebody who would want to change you or who would want you to be something that you're not to any degree. Even if they wanted you to push you further along on your growth. And I'll tell you, I've been that guy. I've been the guy to want to push people to grow all the time. And that is narcissistic, because I'm not considering that they're exactly where they need to be. They're exactly who they need to be. All I need to do is be able to identify them and who they are in my reality. And then instead of trying to control them or make them grow or make them evolve to make me comfortable, I should be able to control myself in any scenario with any person. The most evil opponent, the most incompatible person around me. I should be able to still be myself around that person without needing them to be different. That's lucid. That's awareness of yourself. That's self-control. That is mastery. That is 10, 11, 12. That is to be like, I'm God, 3, 6, and 9, I'm in my astral body. I'm aligned. I see all my bodies, but 10, 11, 12 is to be like, bro, but you God too. And I can create an infinity. Excuse me. I can create infinity from my perspective, but I could never create infinity from your perspective. So I have to experience it through you. And I would never want you to be what I want you to be because I'm already that. I need the most unique version of you possible. If you came into my house, I would not want you to be something to make me comfortable. Otherwise, you wouldn't be. If you ever came in my house, you better be yourself 100%. I don't care if it ends up destroying my house altogether.
Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr. Don't you mean to say if you came into my mama house? Isn't that what you mean to say? Because you don't have a house, sir.
You better be yourself 100%. I don't care if it ends up destroying my house altogether. That's who you are. Don't you ever change for nobody. That's self-love. If you was going to come in my house and destroy everything, I wouldn't have let you in my house in the first place. Trust me. Or we would have met up outside. But I'm using that analogy to say that even if you were in my zone, my realm, my space, I love so much unconditionally. I need you to be you no matter what. I'm really unconditional love. That's what I'm channeling. That's what I'm talking about. This whole thing. It's unconditional love. I don't care who you are, what you got going on. I don't care what size you are, what body type you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what age, what nationality. Bro, you better be your motherfucking self around me. I don't care what religion, what belief system you have. I don't care what level in your journey you're in. I'm not here to control you. If I'm around you, be yourself. If I can't handle that, I'm going to get away from you. And that's how I'll control myself. But I would never tell you to be something that you're not. But I have. But being awoken, I would never do that. Being lucid, I'm not going to go into my dream and be like, hey, all y'all over there, y'all need to change how y'all thinking. Imagine having a dream trying to convince people of shit. How asleep do you have to be to go in a dream trying to teach people in your dream? So triple numbers, right? Triple numbers are one of the ways that spirit can communicate you. Communicate. This is one of the ways that spirit can communicate to you from the astral realm. So the astral realm, because you can't see it, it's also beyond space and it's also beyond time. So seeing triple numbers, that's your higher self, which is still you. It's just the astral version of you, leaving you cookie crumbs and leaving you trails and crumbs to let you know, like, hey, good job. Hey, go this way. Hey, go that way. It's your future self. But if you're not in alignment with your future self, if you're not in alignment with your higher self, or if you're not open to receive, then you're going to miss those signs. And what you'll realize is that 24/7, 25/8, 100% of the time, there's signs always from your higher self because it's beyond space and time. Your entire reality is a gift and a message of who you are and where you're going. But can you see and can you read between the lines? Cool things like those numbers show up. When you see 3 numbers, it's a set of 3. It's letting you know it's astral. Anything that comes in a set of 3 is meant for enlightenment. It's meant for understanding. And the first thought you have when you see those is the correct thought. You don't need to interpret them. The first thing that you thought when you see anything in a set of 3 was the correct message and it was the correct sign. You don't need to even overlook it. The only thing that I would say that you can look deep into as messages from the universe is tarot cards or tarot, because you're trusting somebody who has a gift of channeling, who is being themselves, to divine the code in a deeper way. Like myself, when I do astrology for people, I can read the code in a way that most people can't read code. Like they don't understand it. They need to be convinced of how the shit works. I'm like, nigga, this is the source code to the entire universe. Convince you of what? The language you're using is based on this code. The house you live in was designed from this code. The phone you're on, LCD screen, crystals, the way that the energy's been flowing, every aspect of everything is that source code 0.123. So what are you supposed to do with the signs? I don't get it. That's the problem. If you don't get it, it's because you're not aligned. You're not in alignment. You're too ego. You're too conscious. You're not God enough. You're too divine masculine, or you're too divine feminine. You're not God enough. You have
Y'all, I ain't even finna hold y'all. I ain't got much to say. I'm just taking my little breaky break. Y'all know how I do. I can't just listen to Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr., ramble on and on about nothing without a damn break. And I know y'all like y'all breaks too. Anyways, how y'all doing? Put it in the comments.
too divine masculine, or you're too divine feminine. You're not God enough. You have to realize, like, hold up. I'm trying to figure out what this means when I already know what it means. What the fuck does it mean? Stop trying to figure it out and trust yourself. And the answer is going to smack you in the head. Like the sign was already the answer, but you trying to divine the sign is literally an indicator that you're not aligned. And it's not no shade to that, but it's for you to understand that you're not able to hear the universe in all languages. You're not able to hear the universe in all frequencies, in all forms. Or maybe not yet. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some time. But do know that that's what it is. It's all, literally the best. Every person who comes to this room, every name, every letter, every number, every message. I'll see 1313 right now. I see 1313 right now, right? I already know what that means. 1313 means that my lover is thinking about me. I know what that means because it was my first thought. But let's see, 1313 angel number. The number 1313 is an auspicious number revealing a message of hope, passion, and positivity about new existing love. Angel number 1313 means that you are about to meet a new love if you are single and searching. This new love can be someone full of passion and one you can depend on. So I felt somebody thinking about me. I felt it. I already knew it. It's just literally a glimpse. I seen it, and it literally always just happens like that. Always. It could very well be you. It could very well be that thought. Easily. You know what I mean? The universe is talking to you at all times, in every way, in every language, in every shape, in every form. Like even like I'm gonna be so petty. Let me show you how petty this shit can be. Like even how many blades is on that fan. I may have never noticed it, but I was meant to notice it at a specific time, right? 5 makes me think of Allah, makes you think of a star, makes you think of the elements, including ether, or the fifth element of love. You know, you could say it's petty, but this is the thing when you become lucid, is that you're never wrong. You're never wrong. Play fool. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop trying to act like you're smarter than you. Stop trying to act like you're smarter than the universe. Stop trying to act like you're smarter than energy, frequency, and vibration. Like what you feel is correct. What you see is already divine and perfect. You don't need to move things with your mind. You don't need to control the weather and the patterns of the weather. That is all saying, I'm not God. I'm a Gemini. My Jupiter's in Sagittarius. My Mercury is in Gemini 12th house retrograde holding Sagittarius. My Earth sign is Sagittarius 6th house. Sagittarius is one of my most dominant energies. Sagittarius and Scorpio is the dragon. I love dragons. Dragon energy, which is why you would be so bold. So dragons are. Dragons that like to embody and flaunt their power. My moon is Cancer moon, first house, 27 degrees, which is Cancer Aries moon. And because it's 27 degrees, it's cusping Leo. So it's a Cancer Leo moon in the first house, 27 degrees. So people don't realize how fiery I actually am. People don't realize how much passion I actually got. People don't realize that I got a Virgo Mars, cusping Leo. I got a 3 degrees Virgo Mars in the third house, cusping Leo. So I speak with intense passion. So if you go, oh, you get emotional, it's just a test to me because I'm like, nigga, that's who I am. So instead of trying to justify who I am, I just gotta be like, oh, okay. You're not my fucking friend. You don't love me. You want me to be something that I'm not. Therefore, you judge my character for what it is. You don't love me. You don't want me to be me. You want me to be what you think people need to be for you to be comfortable. That makes you a peon. Makes me a god, as long as I can remain in my power and not need to validate or justify myself to you. Period. What's your moon? Scorpio moon. Yeah, y'all are really like, so Scorpio is the dark side of the moon. It's known as a dark mother. You can either really manipulate emotions, or you can expose people for lying about their emotions, and you can know what people really, really, really feel. And let them, you're kind of like what I'm talking about, where you let people lie to you to an extent just to see how far they will go, just to see how you need to deal with them. So you're somebody who you actually gain a lot of security by giving people power to show you what they want to do, to delegate. You don't like to start fights and confrontation. You like to let people destroy themselves. Scorpio moon is awesome, and it's natural tantric, and it's naturally a deep diver, naturally connected to the astral realms, the infinite eight. So you're very, you know who you are, but you're not necessarily in the business of controlling people. You could be in your lower self, but you probably grew out of that. And the fact that they have to ask what your sign is. I, I think that that's loving. I think that when somebody inquires about you and wants to know you, rather than trying to tell you who you are, I feel like that's love. Like the discernment, I always use these two um, disclaimers in every reading that I do. I use these two disclaimers. I say, hey, look, I I I can't tell you who you are. You have to tell me who you are. I'm only reading this book of energies. It's got your name on it, and it's written in a code that you may not understand. Okay, all right, but you have to tell me who you are. I can tell you what you are. I can do that because the code, like the Matrix, like reading the Matrix and code, like what is that? I know what that is, but I couldn't tell you who you are. I couldn't tell you who's logged in, right? But you could tell me that, and my readings can really only go as deep as you're willing to go. So if you're not willing to be honest or authentic, or to talk about taboo things, or to talk about the most critical parts of your life, then it's going to limit how deep I can go with you as well. So that would be a blockage. That would be a sinner.
Okay, so that just confirmed that Solar, aka Courtney, aka Nature Boy Jr., is not doing real readings, because I had a reading once and I did not have to tell that lady one thing about me. She knew everything about me. She even warned me about things that were going to happen that did indeed happen. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of always knew that Solar wasn't doing real readings anyway, but he just
How
confirmed
deep
it.
I can go with you as well. So that would be a blockage. That would be a sinner. A sinner is anybody who has a blocked chakra anywhere. And it's okay if you're a sinner today. Just know that as long as you take the time to identify your sin, you'll be able to clarify it by going within, and then you'll be aligned with the Christ, as like the Christ, and then you can win. So I'm telling you the Scorpio secrets. I'm a Scorpio North Node in the fifth house. I'm literally meant to expose the deepest, darkest secrets of the universe. And actually, Scorpio fifth house is cool, just to resonate with with the vibe you kind of on. It's my North Node being Scorpio in the fifth house. It means that I'm supposed to learn how to completely become all the way intimate in all dimensions with any partner that I'm with, sexually, romantically, in fun, in life. I'm meant to let myself go completely and give it to somebody else. I'm meant to donate my entire soul to the world and allow people to completely bond and fuse with me in every possible way. And it's a hard thing to do because you can't just do that with everyone all the time, right? But I found out a way that I can do that. And the only way that I can do that is just to be, you know, super, super raw, authentic, and honest with my Scorpio South Node. Interesting. You're meant to you're meant to find your value in this world. you know you've got the connection to things and you can easily let things go, but now you're here to build your own value and to experience the highest quality of life that this world has to offer you. But in this realm, it comes to a lot of work. But you don't have to do a lot of work as a Taurus North node if you're able to raise your value to yourself so high that anything the universe gives you is a top quality. So you got to stop giving to everybody else and getting the nicest things for other people, and you need to start giving the nicest things to yourself. You need to start valuing getting the nice food, and if it's not the best quality, throw it away or deny it. Tell them no. I'm here to experience the best that my senses can offer me. The best taste, the best sex, the best touch, the best food, the best smells, the best quality materials, the best everything. And the reason why you may not be experiencing that completely or just in little pieces is because you haven't completely owned it yet. Once you own it, you know, you're going to realize that once you demand that high quality from the universe, you're going to get it. So it could be like, dang, I need something to wrap my hair. And then you find this little sock and you're like, oh, I guess this will do. No, that's a Scorpio North node. That's like me, where if I had nothing else, I would just make do with what I got, because it's not about that. It's about being grateful for what I have. So I would wrap my hair in this, right? But if you was a Taurus North node, what you would do is you'd be like, nah, that's not good enough for me. Get that shit out of here. What are you talking about? Never. I need the best. And I'll be like, oh, wait, hold on. I got this in my pocket right here. Use this. Why not use this material instead? This is nice. It feels good. Use this. Ah, okay. Taurus North node. It's a Taurus North node. It's like, oh no, yeah, that's right. Okay, no, that's high quality. Oh, this feels good. Yep. And is it clean? Yeah, it's clean. All right. It's got a rip in it. No rips, no tears. Okay, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. To find your rising sign, you need your exact time of birth. If you want to use tropical or Vedic rising signs. If you don't want to use your rising sign, or if you don't have your exact time of birth, that's why I like the galactic signatures, like what I showed y'all earlier, which is 13th moon astrology. It uses the cycles of nature rather than just time. The cycles of the moon it uses patterns, not time. So it breaks time. It goes past the law of time. And people, don't worry about the Gregorian calendar. Don't worry about time. They're all just different units of measuring infinity. It's whatever. It's relative to where you are today, so you can use it. Like using a ruler. It's not like distance really exists, but based off of relativity, it's useful. Now you need your exact sign or your exact time to get your rising. You right, yeah. So start stop saying no to cheap shit. Like high quality everything. And trust me, I know, because I'm a Taurus South node, and I only like the best. Like I only like the best of everything. I just be living in the best of everything because I deserve it, and I know that. But I had to learn how to let things go. So this is the difference between us as well, right? Is that you might have to work and demand these things, where these are gifts. Velvet gave me this. My mother gave me this. You know, Janae gave me the sage. You know, the crystals. Eliana, baby Ellie, gave me the crystals that I have. You know what I'm saying? That book, I've had that book for many, 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 many years. That was one of my first art pieces that I ever created as well. It was a Great Wave of Kanagawa. I made a Japanese woodblock print from that. There's a reason that that stays around. There's nothing that I don't have in here that was a gift. Even the money from this, I got this with the what I had about $18,000 with Janae, and I got the laptop and this with that, and that money came to me essentially for free, you know, from doing something with my homie, you know what I'm saying, from something I did for him 8 years ago. He came back and rewarded me with that money, and I was able to buy my studio. So even though I bought the studio, I bought the best quality everything because I'm a Taurus South node. So I got the best mic, I got the best interface, I got the best computer, I got the best cords, I got the best everything. Because I'm a Taurus South node. I'm not playing that shit. I know my value. I know my worth. You're somebody who you would get that money if you had that money, right? You would have went and bought the cheap stuff just so you can save as much money as you could. And it's like, nah, bro, that's the opposite. What you're supposed to do. You got to give yourself the best. But you wouldn't have been given the money like that. You would have had to work for the money. So by the time you had worked for the money and you got it and you bought cheap stuff, it's like you slapped yourself in the face because you're saying that's what your time and energy is worth. Versus if you work for something, got
All right, y'all, going ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
one or two, three nice things rather than 50 nice things or comfortable or safety or security or saving money, you would have invested in the couple nice things. You would keep those things for life. And those few little things that you got that was high quality would change your life. But you wouldn't know that yet because you haven't invested in yourself in that high quality yet. But once you start living in that life, everything you need will come to you when you trust the universe. Taurus, North Node people. What does it mean when your chart is mostly Capricorn? That means you really care about how people look at you, how people feel about you, more than anything. With Taurus Capricorn, this is the opposite of Cancer, which is the emotional side of the family. Capricorn is the family name, the family trade, the family business. So if you have a lot of Capricorn energy, you're probably very, very heavy on the reputation, your online reputation or the reputation of your family. Like, and it has nothing to do with, you know, anything other than like just the name brand. Like, here's a good example of Capricorn energy. Think of Starbucks, right? The money exchanging in Starbucks, like the price of an item in Starbucks, would be Taurus. And then paying for something, the exchange of the money would be Taurus. The person who's making the drinks would be Virgo, whereas the managers, the uniforms, the employees, the name of the building, the rating of the company, the what it looks like on Google Maps, that's Capricorn. So if you have a lot of Capricorn, it's not to call you like you just care too much about what people think, but having a reputation that you've built and earned is very important to you. And everything that you have, you get to keep because you've earned it. So Capricorn is all about working, building, and earning things over time, and it being very real. It's not about things just being handed to you. I was born in San Diego, California, 7:35 a.m., June 2nd, 1995. I love Capricorn energy as well. Sag risings, yeah, y'all are naturally, people feel like they can learn from you innately, and then you come off like as a teacher to people, whether you are or not. You'd have to see the rest of your chart to see how it really works because people have something called hard ascendance, where it's like the way you look and the way you come off has nothing to do with how you actually are. And sometimes it matches you perfectly. I believe my daughter has a Sag ascendant, and with Sag descendants, they're just viewed as gurus to an extent, but what you're really gonna look like more than anything is a culture other than what you were born in. So you'll probably end up adapting another culture and dressing in their clothes. Like, say you're a black person, but you like to wear Japanese hats or kimonos and shit. You know what I mean? Like, or say you're a white person who wears, Indian food or has like stuff like that. You know what I mean? It could be very cultural or religious type of looks. If we're not talking about behavior. When it comes to ascendant, I just like to keep it to the looks because it does not always affect the personality. The entire chart affects the personality. Ascendant affects your looks. So you might come off as somebody who's just a teacher. You could give that sexy nurse, that sexy librarian vibe as well, because you probably do have a warehouse of knowledge within yourself, but you're not necessarily there to teach. It's because you're living whatever you've learned. So it's whatever you've learned, and it's whatever you picked up. How you dress, how you act. Yeah. So you're gonna probably like, what I mean, you're gonna adapt, and you're not against the culture around you. You're willing to take on aspects of that culture, and it ends up building, your image. So being in Mexico is a part of your image. Like, I'm traveling is a part of your image as well, like a traveler. That's dope. Like, for real. Yeah. People who don't know me, what I mean, they got a lot of problems with me. But that's why I did the live I did today, so that everybody who had a problem with me could have the opportunity to say it, so that, I can let them know I'm here to become the best version of myself. What do y'all see in me? And what do you not like about me? And it was the first level I could take to showing the world that I'm not a narcissist. And that's why I said I stepped into God mode today, because I realized that anybody who even seems like an enemy, no, it's still me. It's a part of me. And I've learned that most people who I look at as enemies are my best friends, because they see the potential in me. They don't know me. They see the potential in me, and they get mad when I'm being something that I may not be. And I've noticed that. Whereas the people who act like my friends, people who act like they cool with me, or who act like they're my friends, those be the people who just like, from experience, those be the people who like smile in my face and then just wait to talk shit behind my back, or only like me for a moment or for an image, and they don't express where, what they really like about me. Because this is the truth, the people who love me have left me because they know I haven't been being my best self. So the people who love me have left me, and the people who've been hanging around as my friends, they're opportunists. And I know it sounds a little backwards, but like, honestly, fuck y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, because now I realize what's been going on. And it's coming from me being in the cult, befriending people who do not have my best interest at mind, but me still, like, wanting to be such a good friend, you know, not realizing that these people are only, around me when I'm only a certain way. But if I'm not what they want me to be, then I'm no longer their friend. It's different than the women who actually have loved me, or the people who actually have loved me, and they'll tolerate me, they'll get some space for me and this and that. But there's people who there's two types of people, bro. There's people
All right, y'all. If you haven't picked up your copy of Greatness is a Habit, authored by Aaron Dixon, otherwise known as True, many of you know him as True. He is an ex Carbonation member, and he's authored this amazing read. If you are interested in self development and growth, this book is a good one for you. It's available on Apple Books for $1, guys. I got my copy and I love this book.
who act like they're my friends, and they come around when they come around, and they only like me when I treat them a certain way. And then there's people who love me, who they never tell me how to be. They're never trying to control me. They never judge or talk about my character. They'll remove themselves from my life if if for any reason, just to see me grow. If I'm not growing, or if they feel like I may be toxic to them, they wouldn't try to change me or convince me or flex their ego on me. They will just leave. My friends, they always seem to need to flex an ego on me, bro. And the moment that I don't, like, I want to stand on my ground and be myself, it's like they smile and laugh and act like they still my friend, and I'm like, bro, just leave, just go. You're not my friend. It's okay. Don't be fake, And I've seen it, and it's reverse of what most people think. It really is. But I see things so clearly. I see what's not being said. I hear what everybody's not saying. You know what I mean? So while people are trying to get around with words, I'm a Gemini, 12th house, Sun, and Mercury. Who you fooling? I'm a Mars in the third house, Virgo Mars, third house. Who you trying to talk circles around? You ain't fooling me. I see everything you not saying. That holds way more weight to people who talk. I know who my real friends are, bro. My real friends, they've left me when I've been weak. My real friends, they'll disappear, and I'll go watch them, and they're doing what we talked about. We got the same purpose, and we be really on the shit. Whereas my people who not really my friends, them niggas really just talking and talking and talking and talking. And I don't mean talking like, oh, you talk a lot. Like, you allowed to talk as much as you want. Welcome to the world. But talk as much as you can before you die, right? But I mean talking as far as moving, but not making any progress, you know, or judging me from their perspectives. My friends, my people who love me, they don't judge me from their perspective. if you in the room, if you can see me in here right now, bro, thank you for calling me. Thank you for contacting me. They're doing a ritual right now, and they keep calling me. They keep calling me during their ritual. You know what's crazy? People feel my energy around the world. I'm done sleeping on myself. What do you think about 12th house? So the 12th house is like, if you were to see, the 12th house is like, let me show you the 12th house. Let me show you what the 12th house looks like. No, Virgos are the most fitting. Virgos are probably going to be your best friends around because they see everything that's wrong with you. And a Virgo, they may tend to tell you all the details, but a real Virgo friend, they're just going to fix the shit for you. They ain't even going to really tell you because that's how they show they love. A Virgo's just going to, a Virgo, number one, they're going to be, if they really love you, they're going to be healthy for themselves first. And they're going to try to lead by example.
All right, y'all, go on ahead and drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Thank you guys in advance.
They're going to invite you to the gym. They're going to bring you back a smoothie from the vitamin shop. You know, a Virgo friend, they're going to be doing their list in front of you as an example, so you can see that you need to get your shit together too. A lower self Virgo is going to criticize the shit out of you, whereas they probably got shit in their own life they need to fix too. So they can be crazy in a lower self. This is the 12th house. This is the 12th house right here, just like this. And, you know, you've completed everything. So in a sense, you're everything and nothing at the same time. So whenever you meet somebody, they only see themselves, right? They only see themselves when you meet somebody, right? 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 This is the 12th house. You're not this. You're not that. These are the people who you're dealing with, though. These are just the people you're dealing with. This is the 12th house. What does this mean? What is the point of this? People project onto you. People can only see themselves through you because you don't come equipped with an ego as a 12th house. Wherever the 12th house resides, there's no ego there. So whenever you deal with somebody from the 12th house, you're only going to see yourself. It's a mirror. It's a reflection. And so 12th house people, you got to be careful, because if you're not careful as a 12th house and you're actually really, really happy, naturally you're happy and you're in a happy state in a 12th house. And if someone comes across, man, fuck you, man. Or like, why are you looking at me like that? And you're like, looking at you like what? Like that. I don't know what you're talking about. Man, you looking at me like that. And you be like, I am? And then you start to believe them because you don't have the ego. And so it's not what you really were. You really none of it. But because somebody came to you and projected onto you, you picked it up as if it was you. And that became your new ego. So this is why you're empaths, because you become whatever you need to be to heal people and help people. That's the 12th house in any placement. Pisces or 12th house. Very, very empathetic people. So they usually run psych wards or crazy places because it's easier to be around people that you know are crazy, because then, you know, you don't have to identify with them. But if you're in a normal world as a 12th house, for whatever it is, people just want to project onto you. And if you don't know who you are, if you can't identify with no ego, you can't be like, no, I've already mastered all this shit. I'm already over all these emotions. 12th house is the most unemotional emotional sign, and people would know that, but it's only in its mastery. When it's not mastered, it's chaotic. And when you're empty like that slate, it can be chaotic. Anything can become you, and you can become anything, and it's just whatever. And you can easily be like possessed or channel because you're blank, you're empty, which is needed. to be able to access and experience everything. The problem is the lower self Pisces, if they don't know who they are, if they don't know see themselves as a completed cycle, then they just see themselves as just like an empty thing. Well, then anything can put anything into them. But if you see yourself as a completed cycle and mastered, you can let emotions flow through you and not hold on to them and not identify with them. So it is a very difficult thing to deal with. But if you are a 12th house, as difficult as it is to deal with, you're equipped to deal with it. That's the point. And Virgos are the opposite of the 12th house. So they're not like they're more of like, I showed you that whole slate. A Virgo would be more of like the detail. That wouldn't have been just a little smiley face. A Virgo would have been a detailed Mona Lisa picture on that same slate. But it wouldn't have been slate, it would have been the art that would have been the Virgo. So it's like it's a clear understanding of who they are, what they want, what's going on around them. And the reason why it'd be a Mona Lisa detailed picture is because they'll tell you why each little stipple, each little line, each little everything, why it matters. And if it was different, why it wouldn't be the same picture if it was different. So they see that and they live in the microcosm, whereas the 12th house is living in the macrocosm. No one I know puts work on his friends and they all come to him for help, but he's causing the problems they have. I've figured out he's crazy. Yeah, that probably means you're crazy. Because if you look at somebody and you see them as crazy, that's an aspect of you. Like I told you, bro. Like if you're dreaming and you see somebody in your dream and you have to identify them from your ego and who you think you are, then it's you. You're a narcissist at that point, because for you to identify them as crazy means that you know what sane is, or you would be sane and they're not. No, they're uniquely them. They're exactly who they're supposed to be. They're crazy because you don't understand them, making you crazy because you don't understand a piece of yourself. And that's all they're showing to you. So the moment you stop seeing them as crazy and you start seeing them as a gift and a blessing, will you ever be divine? That's just the truth. Aquarius. Aquarius, y'all are cool, man. I like Aquarius. Y'all the opposite of Leo. Only thing about Aquarius is that y'all can be delusional because it's fixed air. So even when you're faced with actual facts, you would ignore those facts and believe whatever you want to believe anyway, which can turn you all into liars in your lower self, than your higher self, because you're based on fixed air. And a higher self Aquarius would be like, hey, well, because I only operate off of what I know and identify with what I know, I want the truth and I only want the facts. So an Aquarius, you know, a higher self Aquarius, they're going to want to accumulate as much facts and knowledge, so that since that's what they identify as, it's literally going to be like, there ain't no arguing. Like I said, I'm the shit, I know I'm the shit, and I can prove I'm the shit. You know, and I like Aquarius for that reason, but they can be delusional if they choose not to base those opinions off of facts. So if you base it off of just whatever you want to believe, and you're faced with facts that go against what you previously believed, and you don't want to change how you believe, well, then that's when you become delusional, if you will. And, you know, you could do that, but it's going to trap you. And you might always want to be the star, but just know that you're not here to be the star. You're here to play the background. You're here to upgrade and help people. So it would behoove you to learn actual facts and be royal and be special, because you're actually of assistance to the collective consciousness, because you're built and stationed in facts rather than just your fixed beliefs. And then you end up living in your own little world, your own little bubble, and then you start living in the shadow of society, but feeling like you're the shit in the shadow of society. So Aquarius, y'all got to be careful. Y'all can either be our heroes or you can be a bunch of zeros. I'm talking about Aquarius energy unbalanced or balanced. And then you have houses and you have an entire chart. So there's so much more to you. You know what I mean? There's so much more to who you are. But understand that component of you and know where it exists in you. And even with faced with that, for your responsibility, you must be, you know what I'm saying? That's just showing, like, even when faced with new information, it's like, I'm know what I know. I know who I am anyway. Whatever. That's Aquarius. Like, you can know your whole astrology, but if it goes against how you're thinking in a moment, it's fuck astrology. Why do people worship Aquarius air signs? Because they have Aquarius people, when they if they're honest and they're genuine, what Aquarius does, it's a portal energy as well. So I'm glad she put a crown in there, because Aquarius energy is very reminiscent to a crown, because they're like portals. They can channel in information from the collective consciousness. So when they speak, they're speaking for the world. When they speak, they're speaking for everyone. So when XXX did what he did, he spoke for his whole community. He was a representative for his community. The X was a Capricorn Aquarius cusp. So the Capricorn put him in the zenith to where everybody wanted to deal with him. So this is where you talk about the January aspect, right? Because the Capricorn Aquarius ones, they literally be the ones who are everybody wants to, they were in the background long enough, and they're just a person in the group, and they don't mean to shine. They don't mean to be the star, but they'll be elected as a representative of the group to speak for the people. See what I'm saying? So they won't necessarily be a symbol of XXX isn't a symbol of XXX. XXX is a symbol of a collective of people and the youth, and a certain aspect of the collective consciousness of the youth. X doesn't represent him. X represents a people. You see what I'm saying? So that's Capricorn Aquarius energy. How does that make me crazy? Because I know what he's doing. It doesn't make you crazy. It's the fact that you're saying he's crazy that makes you crazy. Anything that you're saying to him is you. That's my point. Because you're the dreamer, and you may have forgot that. So if you're dreaming and you're asleep and you're calling people crazy in your sleep. So like, here's an example. If you're sleeping, you're dreaming, and you're walking into a mall and you're dreaming and you're not lucid, and you see all the people in the mall, and you see somebody doing something weird, you're like, that nigga crazy. Bro, that's a dream figment imagination of you, though. Like, and you gave that focus, you gave that intention, and then you separated it from you immediately. Like, that's already showing you that you're in an ego. You're not in your highest self. So the moment you can look at him and be like, that's not crazy, that's unique, or that's not crazy, that's him, you wouldn't focus on him anymore, because that perspective would go for everyone. You'd be more focused on, what could I learn from that? What can I take from that? How can I expand from that? What am I trying to show myself through that? What am I trying to teach myself? That how can I get better through experiencing that? Play fool to catch wise. Don't act wise and call fool. Play fool to catch wise. That's how you stay lucid in life. That's how you stay lucid in a dream. The way you stay conscious is to let go of your ego and remember that God is in control of everything, and that's going to put you in oneness with God, which is going to remind you that you are God. Then you become lucid again, like Jesus. Aquarius with Gemini tendencies. Yo, so I'm a Gemini, and Geminis and Aquarius, they're the best couples ever. They're the best combination ever, in my opinion. Just because they have the ability to help everybody think in new ways and actually innovate and create new ways of life and new ways of doing anything and everything. So Gemini Aquarius people can literally change the world when they come together. Gemini Aquarius energy can literally generate groups of people in any rate, online, offline, everywhere they go, who want to do what they say, who want to follow their instruction, because it's leading the world into a higher position. And people can sense that and know that when Gemini and Aquarius come together. Aquemini or Outcast, for example, or me and Velvet, it's powerful shit. Or even if me and you got together, we would come up with ideas, and we would be doing things where it's like bigger than us. We'd be thinking about, all right, how can we take over the world today? How can we take over the world today? That's Gemini Aquarius. I love it. With a good heart, they can make great change. I don't. And Aquarius broke my heart. I don't like them. Me too. But I love them still. They broke my heart because they loved me. And They didn't break my heart, but they love me and they gave me space and time to grow and become what I need to become. And that is real love. And Aquarius, as detached as they are, not knowing, they taught me the biggest lesson I needed to learn, which was self-love, healing, and growth. She can't be trusted. Yeah, because like Aquarius, they can convince themselves of their own lies too. So Aquarius, they can lie and they can really believe that shit is true. It's like, nigga, you know you lying though. Or like you can fabricate the truth into something that just fits you for a moment, but an Aquarius would literally start to believe that shit is the truth. So Aquarius, y'all be your own worst enemies, bro. But y'all can become this is dangerous because you guys living so deep in your lies and your delusions can literally burn the whole entire world down. Like you guys will take your lies to the grave. You know, Aquarius is actually the same energy as Scorpio energy. And y'all will literally like destroy this world just to uphold your egos. Y'all will let everybody around you get killed and murdered just to perpetuate a lie. Like y'all be the reasons for like genocides and shit. Aquarius. But they could also be the reason for a collective conscious ascension as well, just as equivalent if they choose to live in truth and they choose to refine what they know and make sure everything they do is based off of truth rather than their egos. They'll admit it once they have enough pain and suffering to themselves. That everybody else can go through all the pain and suffering, you know, the whole world will burn down. But the moment that fire touches them, they got to decide, am I willing to die or fuck it, I'll get bro. Aquarius, take it there, man. They take it there. I got a Aquarius South Node and I got an Aquarius Venus. So I understand Aquarius energy heavily. I also have an Aquarius Uranus, which is rulership in the eighth house, of which is exalted. So I'm actually a heavy master of Aquarian energy. I even mastered Aquarius energy. So you're going to see me channeling all the time for the collective, but it'll never be to destruction. And I'll actually martyr myself before I let anybody else hurt themselves. And I'll cry for them if I see them hurting themselves, because I feel their pain and I feel what they're thinking as they're inflicting their own pain on their own selves. Like, it's hard, bro. Sagittarius, and for some reason I keep meeting Virgo. It's funny, my earth sign is Sagittarius, the sixth house. My earth sign is Sagittarius Virgo. So is my Jupiter, which is also rulership in Sagittarius. And it's exalted in retrograde Pisces. So my Jupiter is exalted and in rulership. My Uranus is exalted and in rulership. My Mercury is exalted and in rulership. My moon is in rulership. And it's actually also exalted because it's cusping the second house of Taurus. My Pluto is in rulership and exalted in Scorpio, fifth house. My Venus is in rulership in Taurus. My Saturn is in rulership in the 10th house. My, what else do I got in rulership? My North Node is exalted in the 5th house. My chart's crazy, guys. Y'all don't understand. Like, my chart is, that's why I really want to find another astrologer and have them read my chart just to see, like, they face. I don't know if they see what I see, because I don't know any astrologer that does it like me, and I've never seen a chart like mine. Never have. My chart is completely balanced. All my elements are completely balanced. My Venus is Aquarius as well. It's Taurus in the 11th house. You got Uranus and Neptune in Aquarius. That's good. Those are generational planets, so a lot of us do. So what really makes your Uranus or Neptune special is the house. So I wonder what house it is in, because a lot of us have Aquarius. It's the age we're in, you know. But what house? Like mine is in the 8th house, which is the exalted position of Aquarius. Even if you had Capricorn, it relates to your Saturn energy, and I would actually consider that semi-exalted for Aquarius, even though they don't teach that. Whoa. Pinky I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all get here talking about this. I probably won't be doing Jim and Aqua. I love Jim and Aqua. I do. Y'all like talking about astrology? I didn't know y'all like talking about astrology like this. I don't get it. I say to myself, and they always bother, especially at work. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're being, and I'm going to tell you this, Ty. I'm telling you the truth. You're just not listening. Or maybe you are listening. Maybe it's going to take some time in application, right? But what the universe is doing for you is it's trying to get you to let go of your ego. You know what I'm saying? The universe is always going to test you and push you, especially once you are at that high frequency, just to test you those final tests and finals push. But the only way you know you passed the test is when at the end of the day, you look at yourself and you're proud about how you responded. You know what I'm saying? When you're proud of the perspective that you kept, whether you stayed yourself, because you ain't gonna like everybody, you ain't gonna like everything, but that's okay. Not everybody's gonna like you. You just gotta make sure that you was authentic 100%. You're being tested for that. I don't care what you're going through. Can you remain lucid? Can you remain the dreamer? And can you realize that you ain't got nothing to control but you? And as long as you stayed in control of yourself, you didn't let nobody else have your trigger, and you didn't give your power away to that degree, good. Never give your power away, but give people their power back. Don't ever want to control them. Don't ever take anybody's power. You don't want to have to trigger people. If they get triggered by you naturally, that's because they've given their power away. But if you get triggered by somebody, it's because you've given your power away. But when you can't get triggered by nobody, even if it does trigger you and it doesn't control you, then they don't have power over you. But if you're triggering other people and you don't own it, or you leave it alone, or you do something to the point to where you say, hey, that's their problem, like, that's not my problem, you're immediately giving them their power back, and you're able to continue to operate from who you are, regardless of how the fuck they feel or how triggered they may have been from who you are. Whatever, like, you know what I mean? That's your test, is how you respond and how you judge yourself at the end of that day. I love astrology. I've been studying for over 20 years, so this is refreshing. That's dope. What forms of astrology do you know? If you know many forms, and I mean that can strain to Gene Keys, human design, I Ching, all those different things. I think Capricorns are boring. Yeah, Capricorns are very dry. I wouldn't say they're Capricorn. You are funny, Queen Silk. I'm probably going to following you just for that. That was funny. Yeah, so what's up, Allah? So Capricorns. Yeah, hey, I'm gonna post this live, Allah. You might want to watch this live back. It's a very empowering live for the gods. You're gonna like this one. You don't have to watch it all the way to the end, but the first portion of it is heavy. But that's so funny. Capricorns are meant to be dry because they're the opposite of Cancer. They're the opposite of emotions. They rule discipline. So the whole energy of Capricorn is discipline. And if you're already disciplined, they can be really annoying because it might be something they're working on or harnessing still, or they might just be pushing you too much. If you don't have discipline, you still might not like them, but you need them. And so Capricorns are going to ensure success in whatever you're doing in life. So like my first child is with a Capricorn woman. I know that that child is going to be raised perfectly fine. She's going to be disciplined the right way. She's going to be taught everything the right way. She's going to be protected, everything. Because it's bigger than just the child. It's bigger than just the mom. The Capricorns, they see the generations. They see the entire bloodline. So do Aquarius. So my two baby mothers are awesome because they're going to protect the bloodline regardless. They might think they're protecting it from me, but to be honest with you, what the universe is doing, and this might sound shallow, but because I'm one with the universe and I'm one with God, what my baby mamas are doing is they're actually giving me all the space and time that I need to become something exceptionally great for our family line, because they do believe in me. And this is subconscious. While they doing the best that they can, and yeah, in the midst of it, it looks crazy and it feels crazy even for them, but they've decided to do everything that they're doing because it's their energies. So they're automatically protecting the bloodlines, automatically protecting the families and the generations. They could do whatever they want to do. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I say they could do whatever they want to do because I trust them. You know, I trust them, and I trust the protection of my children as much as I want to be there, and I'm working to be there. They're not enemies. They're not bad people. They're actually. I couldn't have picked better women to have children with. My generations are protected forever. My bloodline is ensured, divine. Capricorns can be. It depends. There's lots to Capricorn. Depends on every other energy. You want to know if somebody's good in bed? Look at their Venus and look at their Mars and look at their aspects. Yeah. You know, I ain't gonna cap for the cap. You know, I mean, because they're so dry and so focused on just their generation, their bloodlines, they definitely mistreat people around them. They definitely don't see people for who they really are because they're so focused and driven on what they're trying to do. They don't care. They really don't care. So they'll like walk through you or look through you or just be like, yeah. And if you have a lover who's a Capricorn, it's just, you have to be able to tolerate that there's a heavy level of detachment there. Not because they don't love you, but because, like, did we work today? Did we do what we had to do? Okay, whatever, we're fine. What emotions? I feel great. We worked today. I feel good. Affection. I'm happy. You're not happy? We have money. We're successful. What do you mean you're not happy? Affection. You want a kiss? All right, here's a kiss. What did that do for our generations? What did that do for anything? Like Capricorns are like, huh? They dry, bro. But it's the rest of the chart involved also. Say they have Leo energy, that would make them more dramatic. That would make them more romantic and more interactive. There's a lover. That's so disappointing. Who is good for me? I hear Capricorn. It's so disappointing. No, you gotta look at the whole chart. Scorpio moons. Who's good for a Scorpio moon? I would need to know your Jupiter. If you're as a woman, you would need to know your Jupiter to tell you who's good for you. I would need to know your North Node and your Jupiter. Women, if you want to find your husband or your lover or what kind of man is good for you, look at your Jupiter and your North Node. That will tell you whether the guy you're with is the one or not. Or not even that if they're the one or not, but if at least their energies are going to help you unlock certain things within yourself, right? And that's what's important. If you want a relationship that's in alignment with purpose, so those things will help you. And if they have energies that'll help you through your Saturn, if they have energies that'll help you with your Sun, if they have energies that'll help you with your Jupiter or your North Node, that's your husband, that's your guy, that's your lover. And if he, like for me, I have so many balanced energies. I fit that paradigm for a lot of people and a lot of women. So I realized that like I'm really a world teacher, even for men. You know, I'm like a world teacher because my energies are so balanced. Like my chart is literally like the avatar. It's like everything. I have every sign in my chart. All the elements are balanced in my chart. I have 13 rulerships and exaltations within 9 planets. My shit's not normal, bro. I'm not normal, bro. I'm not. Saturn is in Jupiter. Yeah, you need a guy. You need a man who is well traveled, maybe has different cultures that can bring different cultures around to you. Somebody who's not, you know what I'm saying, from where you're from. Somebody, and even if they are from where you're from, they're willing to expand. This person should be able to astral travel with you. They should be able, whenever your partner is somebody who has to have tantric sex with you. They have to be able to have sex with your astral body. A Jupiter Sagittarius female, your partner needs to be astrally connected because you manifest a lot of your things through the astral body. And if you're having sex, that means that is one of the primary times to manifest. So your partner would have to have an aligned or active astral body, and it'd have to have sex with your astral body so y'all can manifest what you want, which leads to that great abundance from the female aspect, having that Jupiter Sagittarius energy. Aquemini. I love Aquemini. I got Sagittarius Jupiter as well, so I'm very deep into Tantra. And I feel like whenever I have sex with my partner, I always connect with her astral self. Always. I always see my partners like I see her physically, I feel her heart emotionally, like through her eyes and her response to everything that I do. And then I can also see like whatever spirit, whatever thing she's connected to. And I'm literally making love to all of that. Like I be feeling like I'm pleasing a goddess whenever I have sex with my woman because I see them in their astral form. So it literally is extremely pleasurable for me. And, you know, babies, beautiful babies come from me because of that. You're crazy. I love it. Yeah, no, this was great. I think we pretty much went into it. We just giving out, you know, astrology information at this point. But you'll realize, like, this is who I am. I'm a very benevolent person. And I would really like for people to see this. I feel like the live I did earlier today was very, very powerful. It was risky, very, very risky. You know what I mean? Very, very, very powerful, though. And I think very much needed. And I think that the healing was real. And I don't know what's going to come of it. But hey, as long as I put the truth out, as long as I'm honest with myself and I'm being myself, whatever comes with it, comes with it. You know what I mean? I love myself and I love my children and I love my women, whether they believe it or not. I love everybody in my life, like my mom, my sister, you know, Janae got my first child, you know what I'm saying? Like, awesome. You know, Velvet, she's the one who showed me like love for real, for the first time by truly understanding me and really, really connecting to me, like truly in person. Like that woman connected with me in every way. She showed me like real intimacy and love, not from her doing it, but from her accepting it from me. You know, I never had nobody accept me the way that she accepted me. And it showed me how amazing I am of a lover. That's the truth. She's an amazing woman herself, don't get it twisted. But my favorite thing about her was that she seen me for who I am and wanted me for who I am, and she didn't even expect it. But when she saw me and she seen me for who I really was over time, she absolutely fell head over heels for me. It was just the most divine, beautiful thing that we've ever experienced, you know. And then slowly, as I stopped growing and I started getting more comfortable, she eventually left because the way she got with me was because of the exponential growth that we experienced before we got together, while we were together. But after we got to a certain point, you could say maybe I got comfortable or a lot of my fears started to kick in and I started projecting certain things on her to where I felt like she was, you know, having the problems that I've seen in my past relationships when she really wasn't. She really wasn't exhibiting none of the things that I was worried she might be doing. And she didn't do none of those. And Velvet was just the best partner I ever had. So it's unfortunate things have went the way they went. But hey, I just wish the best for the family and the child. And I know one day it'll all make sense beyond my current comprehension. And I've given that power to God in the universe. And I'm just going to continue to vibrate at my highest in my present now as much as I can. Big red. I have a Scorpio moon. I understand. Yeah, y'all deep. It's just sick. It's hard out here for the Scorpio moons. Hey, I got a Scorpio North Node. You have Scorpio moon. You understand? Yeah, y'all Scorpio moons, y'all Aquarius, y'all a whole gang out here. Like it's certain energies, y'all fucking with me. But that's cool because Scorpio moons. It's funny y'all come out at night, but Scorpio moons, it's like y'all really gain a lot of security in someone who has real spiritual occult knowledge. Somebody who can expose you, who knows your secrets, actually gives you a ton of security. It does. And the other way that you get security is by people not knowing how you're feeling at all. But when it's a person that you're interested in, yeah, you're going to spend as much time around. Who you want to spend time around is a person who knows without being needing to be told. You know, they know what time it is. Like if you know type of energy. But if it's just out there with dealing with whatever people, you know, you're not necessarily trying to stay around, and you don't necessarily want people to know how you're feeling. Those two things give you comfort and security. One person that you choose to know your secrets, that's cool. But other people, everybody knowing how you feel all the time, that's a no-no. Because you guys want to leverage your emotions to create whatever scenario you want, or to get people to do what you want. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's alchemy. That's self-manipulation to get the desired result from your reality. Scorpio moon with Saturn in the 12th house. Yeah, it's okay. Just trust in your abilities, trust in your intuition, do way more meditation, you know what I mean? Do way more manifesting tactics. Like, also for you, dreaming, like make sure you're getting good rest so that you can dream. So I'm a manifester, so I got a Pisces Saturn as well, but I don't sleep as much because I'm a manifester. So I sleep when I need to sleep. And even if I was to go to sleep on time every night, I'll probably sleep for like 3-4 hours and be up, sleep maybe 3-4 hours. But when I dream, even if I was sleeping 3 or 4 hours, my dreams be lasting 2-3 days. So 12th house, like, you guys got superpowers. Just make sure that you're charged up, you know, make sure you're rested depending on the rest of your chart. But the biggest key for Saturn Pisces or Saturn 12th house is to believe in your superpowers. Believe in your superpowers. Believe in your superpowers. Trust your intuition. Trust your connection to God. It's real. You actually got it. You're really the person that people need to be following, and people need to depend on. You've got the actual route to the real treasures, which is the treasures in heaven. You know how to help people ascend into their higher consciousness, their higher mind. But you got to trust your own superpowers, your own ability to channel first, because that's how you're going to tap people in. You might be a singer, you might be an artist, or you might be an open channel shaman like myself. But trust your abilities. Trust your abilities. I'm hood. The Aquarius and Scorpio together is toxic love. No, it's actually exalted love. Aquarius and Scorpio are the two most powerful placements in Uranus, which means that they have the ability to change the world as well, very heavily. You caught that? All right, y'all. This was great. Y'all can DM me. Y'all tap in if you want. Thank you guys for showing up, man. This was great, but now I'm starting to feel like I want to move on to the next phase of my life. And I want this video to have some weight, so I'm going to put this on YouTube probably later. Definitely going on my page. And if you've seen how this live started, you would love it. So if you didn't see how this live started, I'm going to post it on my page. Y'all go watch it back from the beginning. Major lessons. I kind of just repeated myself from there. Then we went into an astrology tangent. So I'm glad I went live right here. I definitely want to show up for the community. I definitely want to show up for y'all more often. I want to be here more often. You know, I have people on YouTube who I watch every single day, and I get mad if they don't post. So I know I'm that guy for some people too. And if I'm not, it's because I haven't been available that way. So I'm going to start being available that way online. I love y'all. Y'all got anything else you want to say to me before I go? Last thing I'm going to say to y'all is I love y'all. Remember to play fool, catch wise. I'm going to play a song for y'all. When I shoot my shot, I know that I will miss. Hey. When I shoot my shot, I know that I won't miss. I looked in the mirror, I see that I'm the gift. Praying, I'm thankful for everything I got. Too many still believe in me. I'm not allowed to stop. Hidden in the mix, yeah, I'm working till we win. I had to get us out, so I've been going in. Blazing past, no, I ain't tripping on the trends. I'm living math, all truth, no time for pretend. I've been on my D, harnessing my gifts, working hard and harder, till my family rich. I'ma pour my heart out before I'm in
keep it real, I wonder what he's I did this on the mic, now we jumping through all these planes. Told the haters to pipe down, we let love either way. I been feeling like a titan, how I'm leaving all my demons days. Beast up packed like Robin, starfire like a rave. Holy flames like a dragon, darkness in my veins. Alchemizing the hardship, I'm turning night into day. Pay me attention hardly, till a nigga got paid. Thought I had no play, now I see that they play. When I shoot my shot, I know that I won't miss. I looked in the mirror, I seen that I'm the gift. Praying, I'm thankful for everything I got. Too many still believe in me, I'm not allowed to stop. Hidden in the mix, yeah, I'm working till we win. I had to get us out, so I've been going in. Blazing past, no, I ain't tripping on the trends. I'm living man, all truth, no time for pretend. I've been on my D, harnessing my gifts, working harder and harder, till my family rich. I'ma pour my heart out before I'm in a ditch. If I keep it real, I wonder will you switch?
I write, record, produce, engineer all my own music. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. Y'all have a great night. I love y'all. Stay lucid. Stay in love. Love wins every time. Peace.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video as well as my commentary. Please be sure to drop me a comment, smash the heck out of that like button, and share. Guys, I want to give a warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the channel. To all of my OGs, my day ones, my ride or dies. Y'all already know what it is. Big up yourself. We in the building with it.